Ronda Rousey is officially returning to MMA. Ronda will be fighting Gina Carano on May 16th live on Netflix. The fight will be promoted by Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions. Jake posted this on X. He wrote, "Surreal moment. I started taking judo because of Ronda Rousey. Now I get to work with her and Gina Carano to bring MMA to Netflix. Here we go." Ronda Rousey's last fight came against Amanda Nunes in 2016, where she was stopped by TKO just 48 seconds into the first round. Gina Carano last competed against Chris Cyborg in 2006, and she too was finished by first round TKO. Ronda posted this on X. She wrote, "Been waiting so long to announce this. Me and Gina Carano are going to throw down in the biggest super fight in women's combat sport history. And we're partnering with the Fighter First promotion Most Valuable Promotions, as well as the baddest streamer on the planet, Netflix. This is for all MMA fans past, present, and future. More to come, much more."
Pro MMA fight, 145 pounds, 5 5-minute rounds in a hexagon. As of right this second, no other fights have been announced. I know they're taking a big swing here. I suspect big names will be on this card. And it's unclear at this time if it's a one-off for MVP as far as MVP MMA is concerned or Netflix MMA is concerned. But man, what a splash. And then when you consider the fact that, wait a second, like didn't we think all this time that Ronda Rousey and Dana White were very close? And I suspect they are still close. But to see her come back, not under the UFC banner, in May, a month or so before that big White House card, this is a fascinating time, and it's also, I think, a jolt of adrenaline and excitement for the world of MMA, which, let's be honest, at times has felt a little bit stale, if only because the UFC has no competition. And I'm not here to suggest that MVP is the new competition for the UFC as far as MMA is concerned. This, for now, is just a singular event. But if they could get some momentum, just like they had a singular event not that long ago that spawned into this, massive business with MVPW and all this stuff, the times could get very, very interesting.
Following his first round TKO loss to Zhang Mingyang back in April last year, Anthony Smith announced his retirement from MMA. Yesterday, news broke that Smith will now be competing in bare knuckle MMA. He's set to face Chase Sherman under Jorge Masvidal's Gamebred Promotions in a 16-man tournament on April 10th. Khamzat Chimaev has been training with Khalil Rountree. Here's footage of Khamzat taking him down this week. Khamzat Chimaev's coach says the birth of his son completely changed Khamzat. Speaking to Real MMA Today, he said the biggest change in Khamzat as a more mature man came during the fight with Robert Whittaker, where everyone was like, he's not aggressive anymore, he's too calm, maybe he's not hungry anymore, maybe he lost the aggression. That specific year was when everything switched because his son was born 1 year ago. Right before that fight, Khamzat's son needed to get surgery. I knew everything was okay with him, but people who didn't follow that were worried. Before, he had an animal inside him that was controlling him. Now he's mature enough to still have that monster inside him, but he controls it. Then he went and fought Robert Whittaker, and everybody saw what happened. Max Holloway's chat asked him if he was in fight camp for his rematch with Charles Oliveira, which goes down in just 3 weeks at UFC 326.
We started camp, brother. We are what, 3 weeks out of the fight? The hell? 3 weeks? If I'm starting camp right now at 3 weeks out of the fight, that'd be just ridiculous, bro.
Israel Adesanya reacts to Joe Pyfer saying he doesn't wrap his hands in his fights. The two are set to fight at UFC Seattle next month. In an interview with Combat TV, Izzy said, yeah, he's a strong, powerful fighter. I heard he doesn't wrap his hands because he likes to throw bombs. I'm like, cool, I welcome that. I don't wrap my hands before I do pads. Before I spar, I don't wrap my hands either. He's a dangerous guy with a powerful right hand. Good wrestling. His jab is pretty educated. We're taking him very seriously because he's a dangerous man, but so am I. I'll say for me, it's not really about him. This is about me. This is the biggest fight of his life. It's the biggest fight of my life in another way. Not like it is for him, but as it is for me. I've been sitting at the top, still at the top, doing more than a lot of guys who are even champions. Joaquin Buckley isn't too happy with Dana White. Buckley has responded to the footage of Dana reacting to his back and forth with Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford and Buckley. I know these questions about boxing and MMA guys.
Terrence Crawford and who?
Dang, Dana. You done forgot who I was, huh? Right? You done forgot the dude that got, knockout of the year 2020, right? One of the most viral knockouts known for the UFC. You forgot one of the guys that you said, hey, man, this is the dude to watch out for in 2021, right? With Khamzat and Kevin Holland. You forgot that this is one of the guys that went on that 2024 crazy streak, right? In a new weight class at welterweight, knocking out 3 ranked opponents. You forgot that this was one of your most viral fighters that always get his name clipped and mentioned in everything he do. Look, Dana, it ain't nothing personal, bro. I think what you're doing for Zuffa Boxing is incredible, and especially giving boxers the opportunity to go out there and really build a name for themselves. But if you don't think that MMA fighters have an ability or have a place for Zuffa Boxing, I really believe that you are mistaken. And giving us an opportunity, man, to go out there and really put it on, some of these boxers and really show them, what it takes to really kind of go out there and put on a performance of a lifetime, right? Utilize us as a tool. Because one thing is kind of crazy to me, right, that you say that we can't compete in Zuffa Boxing, but you saying that these basketball players and these football players.
I think it's awesome that these guys want to try to fight.
Which I seen them train, bro. Here it is right here. Right? You giving them a little bit too much confidence, right, in their mind. You know that we can go in there in the Zuffa Boxing, man, and put on some good work. And look, if you don't believe me, Dana, this is one thing I tell you, right? I know you're a type of person, you a betting man for sure, but get your boy Colin Wash, man, in the Apex with me, and we can get some work in, right? And I can show you, how I get down in the boxing ring. Plain and simple. Let's go.
Kamaru Usman says he plans to retire in 2026 after becoming both the welterweight and middleweight champion.
So if you look into the future and you can, say we'll be sitting here next year, 1 year time, and we're looking back at 2026. What kind of year was it for you?
2026, we want to say, wow, I can't believe you actually pulled that off and went, not only took 1 title, but you took 2 and you walked away.
2?
So,
okay.
Fingers crossed.
Now you have to tell me more about this. Which one first?
Well, of course, welterweight first, because I don't think the other one happens without the welterweight one, because it only makes sense. I'm in this division, I'm still there, so why not take that one first?
Sean O'Malley says he still hasn't gotten the call for the White House event and may not be on the card.
They usually have what's coming, at least 1 fight out, I feel like, but yeah, they said they were starting the White House card last week, Tuesday matchmaking. They said they were starting it. Damn. I haven't got a call. I haven't got a jingle. I haven't heard nothing. So the old Sugar Show might not be on the White House. Don't. No, it's still far. It's still so far out. It's still far enough out to. I don't know. I'm seeing John Jones. I'm seeing GSP maybe.
I seen that.
Conor vs. Nate.
I thought GSP retired forever.
He did.
Okay.
But it's they gotta do something big. They promised something massive for the Sphere and it sucked. What the hell? Did I say that loud? No, they promised something massive for the Sphere and it was if I would have won, it would have been crazy. It would have been, oh my God, it was this big. Lost. Yeah, 6-7 fights. We talked about no update there. No update there. Colby Covington, Ian Gary, Colby versus who was I saying? Patty.
Chandler.
Patty.
Yep.
Colby versus Patty. Dude, there's some fun fights. There's some fun fights, and now's the time to make it. Pettis is gone.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a little bit of a disappointment.
That would be very disappointing.
But they would call it the interim belt, triple champ. I mean, they could. There's something they could do with that. But
Daniel Cormier takes down his sparring partner.
Oh! Oh!
On the Death Row podcast with Jorge Masvidal, Dominick Cruz reveals Tony Ferguson once tried to fight him because he didn't like his commentary.
Remember one time me, you, and Tony Ferguson were hanging out? Hey, Masvidal, come whack me in the leg. I'm like, nah, Tony. Just come kick me in the leg. And I get up and I give him like a little love tap. All right, Tony. And then he goes, Dom, kick me in the leg. Whack the f***. And I'm like 4 in a row, like, bah, bah.
No. I actually don't remember this at all. Where were we?
We were in California. That was a special guest. You were commentating. And Nate Diaz fought Anthony Pettis, I think. That's
wow. Was it up outside?
Outside.
This is when you tried to fight me or something out there.
Yeah.
I was still in my suit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude.
I wasn't going to bring that part up.
I don't remember kicking him. I just remember him asking me.
Like it was yesterday.
See, I blacked that out. That makes sense why he wanted to fight me, though. Because when we were sitting there, I remember my thing was different. My memory was he came up to me and said, you know, I don't like the way you commentated one of my fights. And he's like, you want to move? And I was like...
That was the same day.
That was the same day, right?
Like later on, I think, you know?
Yeah, okay, so now you're telling me why that happened. I don't remember kicking him, so that makes sense that he would ask me if he wants to beat my ass now that I'm in my suit upstairs. That makes more sense. I only remember that. I don't remember ever kicking him. That's wild. You sure that happened? You sure it wasn't somebody else?
110%. You were right here next to me, sitting down right here.
In the wake of the news that Ronda Rousey will be fighting Gina Carano, Ariel Helwani reshared a 2019 interview with Carano. In the clip, she discussed how the UFC tried to book her against Ronda back in 2015, claiming Dana White offered her $1 million for the fight. She said she asked for more time to prepare, but felt Dana was pressuring her through the media. According to Carano, Dana later sent her a text calling her a bitch. She initially thought it was sent by mistake, but says Dana told her it wasn't.
I remember they finally called for a meeting, and I walked in. They were like in this restaurant, and they looked like two I don't know, just like two like big, you know, muscly guys at a table in like the middle of like Hollywood. And I remember thinking, what took you guys so long? I've been not like, you know, what took you so long? And so they were like, okay, well, you know, we'd love to offer you $1 million. We'd love to, you know, have that fight. Dana was out there talking about me and like saying, you know, talking about my name and like telling the people that he was going to sign me. And I don't even have a team yet. And I was like, that's not what we discussed. You're supposed to give me at least 6 months to kind of like find a team. Like, and then he started trying to put on the pressure through the media. And then it just really kind of, it was a bummer because I told him over text message, you know, like that's not what we talked about. I need time. So then he kept on doing that. And I'm still, you know, still kind of searching for a team and like feeling all that pressure. And then he sent me a text message that said, this isn't like something us around, like, you know, effing us around or something like that. And I sent a text message back. I said, I think that you sent that to the wrong person. And he said, I don't think I did. And that was the last conversation that we had over text message, because I don't think that was like the kind of environment I wanted to come back into.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the footage of Rampage Jackson going off on a fan just for asking him about his fight with John Jones. The first one says, Rampage calling people low IQ is like John Jones calling people assholes. The second one's from Yo Just Chill. It says, well, it's obvious where Raja gets his weak ego from. And the final one's from Fabio. It says, Rampage is immature as he acts like a drunk teenager. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.